I hate gift giving and receiving.
Receiving gifts is so weird. What do you say? Thank you?
This is Coffee Convos with Kail Lowry and Lindsie Chrisley.
I really want you to be in your feels, Kail.
That does not interest me whatsoever.
I feel very attacked by you.
A spirited discussion about motherhood, friendship, family, and life in the public eye.
I'm just not with the fakery anymore.
There's a fakery bakery around here.
Here's Kail and Lindsie.
Why are we so quiet?
Lindsie, I had the most chaotic and fun weekend I've had in a really long time. And Monday was definitely Mondaying following this great weekend. Bled through my clothes, bled through my sheets. I'm dropping everything. Lots of things were happening on Monday for me. And I just can't wait to see you pretty soon.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Convos podcast, you little kitty cat. I had the exact same weekend, which is very interesting because I feel like you and I never have like similar weekends.
Never.
But we both were out of town. I felt like I needed a weekend from my weekend by the time Monday came.
Yeah. Because
Clemson did me dirty.
Well, I was with my friend who was like Roll Tide and you were at Clemson.
Yeah. See, I don't deal with those kind of people.
Well, you're in for a treat coming up here.
You don't roll tide around here. Okay.
Don't roll tide around here.
My son will tell somebody to straight the fuck out. Should I audio record him and send it to you?
Yes.
And he'll tell you all the reasons why you should not be an Alabama fan.
Yes. Can you please do that for me?
1000% I can. Also, I need to ask you, how often do you get your roof blown off and like your gutters?
I don't ever get my roof blown off. Never have. Don't know what that is. Just know millions do it. But my gutters, they're getting cleaned this week.
Wait, my gutters are getting clean this week.
They are?
Yeah, look, we are so in sync. And you know what else is in sync? Our period.
I was about to say, do you have your period? I got my period. No, listen to me. Chaotic weekend. Knew my period was coming, but I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I'm bloated. Like, I never have this much bloating and discomfort ever in my whole life. So it must have been like anxiety, nerves, all the things at once. Because when I tell you that this like pre-period couple days was so awful. It was so bad. And I've never experienced anything like that. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Sure as shit, Sunday, woke up with my period. Not woke up with it, but like got it that morning. And then it wasn't too bad, which I was thankful because I was traveling back home from Dallas. And then on Monday when I woke up, it was like full blown massacre. And I was like, I'm just glad this didn't happen. I'm just glad it didn't happen over the weekend because Matt had me at his show. And I was like, could you imagine I wear a diaper on stage?
I feel like you've done that before.
For our show, not for Matt's.
I know. But you are out here buying Depends. They should sponsor you, honestly.
No, I don't know why they haven't.
It's kind of rude. I really said to somebody on Friday, I said, this is the worst period that I've ever had in 35 years.
Yeah. What is in the water?
Like the bloat was bloating.
You too?
And the cramps were cramping. I said this on Friday. I said, I have never been this bloated ever in my life. I think it's because we won a Webby.
They were like, you got to take the good with the bad. Yes. And you won an award, but now you're going to pay for it.
Listen, I have been working on my Webby outfit for days, and I feel like I'm way overthinking this.
Same. So I went and got like fitted for like this like cute suit jacket type deal, and actually might change my mind on all of it because I don't know how to dress myself. And I feel like I'm overthinking it to the point that I'm like, I was hiding a pregnancy at the last Webby Awards that I attended. So I was pregnant with the twins and I also wore a suit jacket, but I was hiding a pregnancy. So it wasn't super flattering. And I don't want to see myself look like that again. So I want to be like careful about it. But I also am like, what the fuck do I wear?
I feel like always when you overthink an outfit, have you ever been to an event and you've like last minute thrown something together and it always works out? And then you spend so much time planning something else and you're like, that looked like shit.
Yeah, that's me. That's literally me. The stylist who's dressing me for it, she texted me and was like, I have a bunch of stuff arriving today/tomorrow so you can try it all and then tailor the blazer and whatever other tailoring you need.
Okay, well, my boobs currently look like I'm pregnant, so I hope that those also deflate by the time we go to New York.
I'm going to like go to a sauna or something. to de-bloat.
Like,
Isn't that a
you're gonna
thing?
go sweat it out.
Yeah. Sweat it out.
Listen, we are so in sync right now because I started wearing sweatsuits to Pilates so that I can just like sweat more.
Oh, I love that. I hope somebody opens a Pilates place out here because I need to do Pilates. I really want to do 75 soft. I learned that 75 hard is 2 45-minute workouts every day, one indoor, one outdoor, and I don't have time for that. So I want to do 75 soft because I just want to like tone up. Like I feel like I'm happy with my size, but I'm a little flabby. So I'm going to do 75 soft. I just have to figure out.
Honey, put that treadmill on an incline.
Oh, 12 incline.
Yeah.
100%.
And you need to get like a, what do they call those things? Weighted vests. I always feel like people look like they're going to war when I see them wearing them.
I don't think I know about that.
A weighted vest?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Oh yeah, you need to get one.
Drop a link.
People wear them on walks. And you know what else I did this week? I went to T-Mobile
For what?
and I got a new Apple Watch. And I have a problem. And it's a bone to pick with a lot of things because this is happening more often than not when I go into like, I say it's like mom and pop, but it's like brick and mortar.
Yeah.
You go in and they make you download this app. You have to walk yourself through the entire thing. So I literally just looked at the person and I said, what's the point of y'all?
No, seriously, what is the point? Because now, like, what are you here for?
Like, if I have to do everything online, what's the point?
There is
I
none.
could have done this from the comfort of my bed.
Literally. Thank you so much. I could have ordered this online and done it all myself.
But are you so proud that I got a new Apple Watch and I'm going to start counting my steps?
No, I am. I have to take mine to Apple because I don't know why my text messages aren't coming through to my watch. So, like, I'll wear my watch and it's defeating the whole fucking purpose because it's not serving the purpose and the functions that I need it to. So I need to figure that out. I want a Rolex.
See, I never really got into like the thrill of a Rolex. I just think it's kind of like douchey.
No, I definitely want one. I want to be a douchebag.
But like, why?
I saw somebody wearing one the other day that was like, it just looked so classy. It was like on the smaller side and it had mixed metals and it just looked classy with like the outfit she had on. It was like business casual. Definitely a time and a place to wear it. Like I wouldn't wear it every day. I'm not going to wear it to like go to the airport. But like, I don't know. I feel like
I'll wear an Apple Watch with a dress and not give a fuck.
I love that for you.
It does not bother me at all. I think an Apple Watch is so cute. I know a lot of people think that it's not, and that's why they won't wear it. But I think it's cute. You can get like really cute bands that have like the like charms on them and stuff that just makes it so cute. So if you guys see me out here rolling and riding dirty with an Apple Watch, mind your fucking business.
Period. Just mind your fucking business.
Also, I need to know what we're doing for nails lately because I got this for Clemson.
I wear winter white. I've worn winter white for the past 6 weeks. It is
not
not
winter
quite
anymore.
No, but Funny Bunny does something weird to my nails. It like looks streaky and like weird, so I don't do Funny Bunny. And Bubble Bath is too pink for me. So winter white is like it's like a, I don't know, just like a happy medium. And this is what I've been doing. They're like us.
Okay, see, remember when you were back in that day where you did like those long dragon nails?
Why was I doing that? Like, who did I think I was?
I look at pictures sometimes and I'm like, what phase was that?
You know what? Here's the thing, and I would love to get your perspective on this. I feel like I'm so masculine. Like, I look masculine. I'm built in a masculine way. My tattoos are masculine. Like, I am an Amazon and I'm not cute and dainty girly. So I think that was like me trying to be girly and it just isn't me. You know what I mean?
I feel like short nails, and I don't care. People who wear long nails, if it's for you, go you. It's just never been a thing for me. I'll pop that shit off. It just makes my fingers look longer than they already are. I have really long fingers, like long and skinny fingers.
I have fat fingers.
And I just think there's something so classy about a short, round nail. See, I love it. Remember you used to get all those designs and shit?
We're not talking about my past, Lindsie. I'm a new person. I'm a changed person, and I'm in love with my life right now.
Coffee Combos podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp.
Mental health awareness is growing, but there's still progress to be made. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey say that they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment. And I can understand that because that is the exact reason why it took me so long to get into therapy.
I recently just started my therapy journey again because I took a little bit of a break. I absolutely love how convenient BetterHelp is. It's entirely online, it's flexible, it's convenient, and all the things you need to make it to therapy in a timely manner.
When people hesitate to get help, it does not just affect them, it impacts families, workplaces, and entire communities. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. The world is a better place when people are healthy and happy. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable, convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. You can easily switch therapists at any time at no extra cost. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/coffee to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/coffee.
Let's talk about Ozempic. I don't know about anyone else. I don't want to be negotiating with my insurance provider, and you want to worry about other things, right? So if you're curious about Ozempic or Wegovy, but you're not sure if your insurance covers it, that's where Ro comes in. Let's be real. No one likes calling their insurance provider, and GLP-1s like Wegovy and Ozempic are on that list of things that we don't want to call about. Ro's insurance checker lets you know if you're covered for GLP-1s for free, and Ro can help you understand if GLP-1s like Ozempic or Wegovy are right for you and what your goals are, but that's just the beginning.
If you're eligible for GLP-1s and want to see if you're covered, all you have to do is submit your insurance card and Ro will take care of the rest. There's no paperwork, no negotiating, no waiting on hold. Ro's free insurance checker will send you a comprehensive report of your coverage details so that you can make the decision that is right for your goals and your budget. Plus, Ro members have support throughout the process. You'll have access to your provider on demand for any questions. Go to ro.co/coffee combos for your free insurance check. That's ro.co/coffee combos to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to ro.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications.
Well, can you tell me about the camper that I saw on Instagram this morning? Because number one, I'm pretty sure you didn't get that approved.
Oh, no. That was like I'm going to do this and ask for forgiveness later.
Mm-hmm.
So I got the new camper, decorated it with Wayfair. Thank you. Shout out to Wayfair. And I love it. The kids love it. And we're going to be riding dirty in the camper.
Where are we going?
Wait, would you go camping?
I mean,
could you imagine Coffee Combo's camping trip? Could you imagine that?
Like we would need a sign. We could rent out like a whole place, like where you go to like do the hookups.
Yep.
And like other people could come and camp with us.
Yep.
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine? We could honestly, we could have so much fun with this. Like we could truly have like a sleepover in the camper.
Can you imagine me getting a camper? Because I would get like an actual trailer on wheels.
Well, so when we were in Dallas, Matt said that he's selling his RV, and his RV is, it sleeps, I think 6, and he's selling it. So like you can drive that. Mine, you have to hook it to a truck or like a hitch, I think it's called. But his, you could drive. So could you imagine like Lindsie and Kail just like riding dirty in this fucking RV and we're trying to drive this thing and park this thing? I don't know. We should try to rent it from him.
That sounds like an 18-wheeler.
Yeah, literally.
Sounds like something that I'm not interested in. Can you imagine us on the highway? We can't even drive regular cars, let alone.
You know what? We're not going to get into driving right now because I have talked so much shit over the weekend and karma's going to karma no matter what.
Okay, but can we, and I've always wanted to do this because I think you and I both think that we're good drivers, but we're actually not. Kristen is the worst driver as a part of our team.
Kristen is the worst driver I've ever known.
Ever. Like that bitch will jump a curb in 5 seconds.
She will hit a
never seen anything like it.
With the quickness.
Probably doesn't even have rims. Like big
I saw her car yesterday. She definitely has rims, but I did accidentally knock a spider into her car. So that was like trying to get it off of her car. And I like knocked it into the car.
Ew.
Sorry,
But
Kristen.
I've always wanted to do this where we set up like cones and stuff, and you and I run each other through like driving school. Like you're my instructor and I'm your instructor.
Can we film that?
Yes.
Could you imagine me telling you how to parallel park?
No, because I will cuss you out. I cannot parallel park for shit. It doesn't make sense the way the wheel has to go to me.
I told you the story about me getting my license, right?
No. What?
So I'm in Easton, Pennsylvania, and they're filming for 16 and Pregnant. This is a deleted clip, deleted scene, so it never like made the thing, right? So I'm looking at the guy and I'm pregnant and he's looking at me because in Pennsylvania, you go to like the DMV and you like make an appointment to do like a driving test, whatever. So I definitely didn't pass, but he passed me because I look at him at the end. I knew I didn't pass and I start crying. Like he didn't say a word. And I look at him and I just start crying and he goes, "You passed." I know for a fact, and I would put my paycheck on it, that I was not supposed to pass. I did not pass parallel parking, and I did not put my blinker on to come out and change lanes. I know that, and I remember it, and he still gave me my license. So if anyone wants to come for me and my driving, you guys can blame the DMV teacher.
Okay, when I got my driver's license, I was licensed in Florida, and there you don't have to parallel park. So you only have to do a 3-point turn, like in the middle of a road. And bitch, I nailed that shit.
I think I could do a 3-point turn.
I got a 99 on my driving test, and no one would ever think that if they saw me driving down the road today.
My first car was the Nissan Sentra, 2001 Nissan Sentra.
Did you love it?
Yeah, it was stick shift.
Wait, you know how to drive a stick?
Yeah, that's what I learned on. That's the only car.
You can do it right now?
Right now. We'd be riding dirty with the clutch. I'd be.
Wait, can you teach me?
Yeah. It's just like the balance of your feet because you have to use both feet. So when you like press down on the clutch and like even it out, that was the hardest part, like learning how not to like stall your car out. But
yeah, but how do you know? It's like a go-kart or something. Like, how do you know how to like do your hand like that? You know what I'm talking about? Like,
it's like, you know, like the speed, and also when you listen, like you'll feel it in the car and you also listen and you can see it on the dash, like when you're supposed to shift.
Okay, when I'm driving in Atlanta and I see somebody driving a car like that, I feel so bad for them if they're sitting in Atlanta traffic. That would have to be the worst.
Doing it in traffic is annoying.
Have you ever even been in traffic where you live?
Yes, I've been in traffic, not like Atlanta traffic.
I thought you live like near a farm.
I do. I live on a farm. Yes, but there is traffic here.
Do you want me to tell you like what I imagine your life is like there, and it lives rent free? It's like horse and buggy.
Yes, the Amish are literally outside right now as I'm speaking to you.
But do they drive those?
No, they drive horse and buggies.
They don't have cars?
No.
So you just see them like going down the road with a horse and a buggy, like when you're in the car.
Yes. Today, when I get off this podcast and I leave this house today, I will see multiple horse and buggies and I will take pictures and I will send them to you.
But how do they get anywhere fast?
The horse.
No, but that's not fast. It's not like it's speed racing.
I know, but there is Amish people outside right now.
Oh my God, their days must feel so long.
I'll tell you what was long. This weekend was long when I didn't go to sleep for 36 hours. And then I got up on stage at Matt's show. And yeah, that was rough. This weekend was chaotic.
36 hours? What the fuck were you doing awake for 36 hours?
Getting myself in trouble.
Wait, did you go like to the bar and take shots and like do crazy shit?
Could you imagine me going to a bar and taking shots?
Yes.
That's what we're going to be doing in New York. I'm going to take a shot with you.
You are?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to tell you why, because I need to fucking relax. I need to get out of my own head. That's why.
Well, I'm not sure if a shot would be what would relax you. Honestly, that might make you worse. Are we going to do white tea shots? Are we going to do tequila shots? A buttery nipple?
What's a buttery nipple?
I think you would like a buttery nipple. I really think you would. It kind of tastes like dessert, but you're getting fucked up.
Okay, I'm going to drink whatever you tell me to drink. How about that?
Okay, it's going to be buttery nipples.
Can I just ask one question?
Yeah.
Some people get, and I'm assuming that I would be one of them, get the day after drinking shits and because of like alcohol. How do I prevent that? And what can I take so that I don't shit myself?
Well, you've already said multiple times in the group chat that Imodium is going to be a must for this trip. So I think you just need to go ahead and start now.
Wait, okay, because hold on.
Wait, I've never had drinking shits, but I have heard people, or guys specifically, talk about getting beer shits.
Did you read the chat?
Yeah.
Like in my stomach.
Gas X fucked me up. No. Okay. I think beer shits are a thing, though, for real. I mean, I don't drink beer, so I don't really know, which David claims I do drink beer because I drink Truly, which is like a lady beer. Kail, I have to read what you just said.
You can't. No.
I have to. She said she was farting inside her body. Wait, is that like when your stomach growls? I've always wondered that, actually. When your stomach growls, is that like an internal fart? Kail had bubble guts.
No, it wasn't bubble guts. I know what bubble guts is.
Have you had bubble guts a lot?
No, I haven't had bubble guts since that one time when I was trying to get to the porta potty.
Okay, well, we have a lot of listener topics that we need to get through. I would love to sit and bullshit with you all day, but we need to talk to these people. This person says, we're at a loss and could use some advice. We've tried to handle a very upsetting situation respectfully and through the proper channels, but we feel like we've hit a wall and now we're asking for help. Last week during state testing, my stepdaughter was denied access to the bathroom multiple times at school. Despite clearly stating it was an emergency, she wasn't allowed to go and ultimately had an accident. To make matters worse, she was made to sit in soiled clothes for an extended period of time. Her dad, mom, and I approached the school with our concerns, hoping for empathy, accountability, and a plan to make sure that no other child has to go through something like this. Instead, we received vague, dismissive responses and no real follow-up. One of the emails, the principal began with, "I hope you had a chance to enjoy the sunshine today." That instantly pissed me off. Read the room. How could we possibly enjoy anything when we're heartbroken and angry over what our daughter experienced? As a parent and as educators, I'm a teacher myself. We understand the importance of structure and boundaries. But when a child says that it's urgent, that should be enough. No child should be humiliated or made to feel unsafe like this ever. We're continuing to escalate this matter, but at this point, it feels like we're being ignored. What would you do? Have you dealt with anything like this before? And we're seeking accountability, clarity, and most importantly, a way to ensure that this doesn't happen to another child. To note, we reached out to people higher than the principal with no follow-up to date. Any advice, support, or guidance is deeply appreciated.
I have literal chills on my skin right now because the way that this would be, I'm suing. Like, I know I joke about suing all the time, but like, no funny shit. If you're denying my minor child to go to the bathroom to the point that they have to go to the bathroom on themselves in school and they're just sitting in it all day, I'm escalating this and I'm taking it public because there's no fucking way in hell. I'm sorry, but maybe my advice is a little bit, I guess, abrasive. I don't give a fuck. That is literally torture. It's punishment. It's humiliating. It's degrading. And let's be honest here, those state testing are not for the kids. It's for the fucking school. So I'm also pulling my kid out of school and re-enrolling them somewhere else.
Okay, so I was going to actually hit on state testing and then you just did.
And what's so crazy, you brought this up and Lincoln said to me this morning, well, before he got out of the car, he was like, I don't want to do state testing. It's not mandatory. These teachers sometimes make the kids think that it's mandatory and they need to be there. They don't. Okay, Lindsie and I have a bunch of things coming up and we want to talk about the shapewear we love, which is Honey Love. We're obsessed with this. You've heard us talk about it over the years and we want to feel confident, right? Especially because spring is here and we know what that means. Wedding season, we have events. So whether you're attending a bridal shower, bachelorette party, or the big day itself, it's time to get dressed up again and feel great. Starting with the shapewear, I don't want bumps and lumps, and Honey Love uses targeted compression to sculpt and smooth everywhere you want it and ease off where you don't, which means that it's super effective and comfortable and you can wear it all day long. It's shapewear that works with your body, not against it. And the difference, you'll feel it, you'll see it immediately, and you'll feel better, right? They have flexible boning in the sides, which prevent it from rolling down. You never have to sneakily adjust yourself in public, which I used to do before I heard of Honey Love.
I love Honey Love's best-selling Super Power Short. That is one of my go-tos. It has targeted compression technology that distinguishes between areas where you want more support and areas where you need less compression. Their Signature X targets and sculpts your midsection without squeezing your natural curves, so it is designed to work with your body, not against it. Treat yourself to the most comfortable shapewear on earth and save 20% off site-wide at honeylove.com/coffee. Use our exclusive link to get 20% off honeylove.com/coffee. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Experience the new standard in shapewear with Honeylove.
So Jackson actually recently went to his guidance counselor and he said, this time of the year is supposed to be a fun time of the year for us, specifically kids that are like leaving a school, right? So 5th graders going to middle school. This is state testing. He was advocating for himself. He said, if this is not mandatory, I don't want to do it. And it's for the school's funding.
And I get why that's important, but it's not more important than my kids' well-being. And I'm not going to allow myself I'm not going to allow my children to sit through testing to the point that they're denied to go to the bathroom for your state testing. That is never going to happen. In no fucking world would that, because the way that I would go into that fucking school, this brought me back to when Isaac had that incident at the school, and the only reason why I found out was because my nephew told his dad, whose dad texted me, and I still didn't hear from the school until I called them myself and was already on the way to the school. Like, you got me so fucked up.
I just feel like denying a child to be able to go to the bathroom, I do understand that there are boundaries and some kids use the excuse to go to the bathroom to just go like fuck around. I mean, we all can say sometimes when we asked to go to the bathroom when we were in school, we actually didn't have to go. Yeah,
but I feel like that's, and obviously I can't speak for everyone, but I feel like that's more like calculated in like middle school, high school.
Yeah, I agree. There are boys that are in Jackson's grade who are in different homerooms, and they will plan a time to like ask to go to the bathroom though, like with other friends from other homerooms.
But that's in middle school, right?
No, he's still in elementary school. And this was going on like all the way back in 3rd grade. They did this with 2 different homerooms with multiple boys who were in a friend group, and they went into the bathroom and were like throwing soap bombs on each other and wetting paper towels and like throwing them against the wall and shit. So, I mean, I do understand there are boundaries with everything, but I believe if a child already knows they're in a testing environment, there could be like extra nerves that are going on there, would give even more reason to allow a child to go to the bathroom.
100%.
And if my child pissed themselves or pooped themselves while they were in a testing environment, there's going to be a problem.
No, the way that I'd be suing everyone, I would be taking this public. I would be going to the Board of Education. I know that she said that I would be putting my emails on them on blast. I'd go to the news station. I would be everywhere.
Also, I really don't like to get emails where it's like, I hope that you enjoyed the sunshine. Like, we're not talking about the fucking sunshine. What we're talking about is an issue that I'm trying to address with you. So please hold your niceties for somebody else, because I'm not in the mood.
No, and it's also passive aggressive and just blatantly disrespectful. It sounds like they don't want to admit anything in writing, but that's fine. Don't admit it in writing though, but we can take this all the way to court. We can walk our happy asses right to the courthouse.
Oh my God. Coffee Combos sues. Second person says, I am newly divorced and this is my first week living in my own place for me and my 3 kids. Tonight is the first night without them in my custody, and this new home just feels so empty. Do any of you mamas have any tips to make the time pass until I get my kiddos again? And truly never related to something more. That is the worst feeling in the world.
I just had this conversation with someone when I lived in Middletown between the dads to make it easier. And like thinking back to that time, it was a bigger house and it was me 50. I had Lux, but when he went to his dad's, I didn't have anybody. So I'm in this like massive house all by myself, and it's a really lonely place to be. And the only tips that I can think of is like, you know, for me now, if I'm by myself, I'm going to read. So I have like hobbies, I guess you could say, to fill the time. And I know that sounds really cliche and not helpful, but truly like that is the only thing that I look forward to doing if I'm going to be by myself. Like I look forward to the peace. So maybe finding something like that.
I just remember this situation so vividly and literally had a mental breakdown.
Yeah. I mean, I have remembered crying myself to sleep at night, just like wondering if I was ever going to have a life partner to do all the things with. And even like, not necessarily when the kids were not there, like doing every single thing, but just like having someone in my presence and like do life with, you know what I mean?
Yep. Finding peace after divorce without your kids is probably one of the hardest things that any parent will walk through. I had to find things that I could do that I was not doing while I had Jackson. So I would like overload a weekend with like fun activities with him. And then I would save all of my house chores to do while he was gone. So I had like a plethora of things, like a ton of laundry, or I do my grocery shopping whenever I don't have him, or the errands that I know that he wouldn't want to be in the car to go and do, or I'll go to lunch or dinner with a girlfriend. Those things helped by the time. And I do think that you transition, but you can't expect yourself to transition immediately. It's just a process.
It's one of those things that's going to take a lot of time, and you have to teach yourself how to be comfortable by yourself. And I think sometimes, and I did not expect it, nobody warned me that I was going to get so comfortable being by myself that I, at certain points, I think around the time that I met Elijah, I would say, I wasn't necessarily ready for that. You know what I mean? Like, I think that I loved my independence and being by myself so much that I just don't even think that, I didn't need Elijah at that time.
Sometimes once you're in a place where you have fully transitioned to being by yourself, you find so much comfortability in the aloneness that it's hard to allow somebody else in your peace. I've talked to Kristen about this multiple times through multiple dating situations of feeling like, oh my God, I feel smothered, or I feel trapped because they're not going anywhere and this is supposed to be my alone time.
Yeah.
So then you have to transition that too, right? Because then you kind of feel selfish for wanting to be alone and knowing that you want to move on with your life.
Yep.
So it's just a balancing act. Next person says, I just found out, oh my God, I just found out my father is in prison with Scott Peterson.
Oh, the tea is hot.
She says, backstory, my father has been in and out of prison my entire life. It's nothing new to me, but in 2001, he went in and stayed in ever since. Skip to the past Tuesday night, we have recently began speaking to each other more regularly, and he has been working towards getting parole, etc. Keep in mind, all he knows is jail. He's been there consistently for the past 20 years. Wow. So imagine my surprise when he randomly says, hey, have you ever heard of this man named Scott Peterson? I think he was in the news a lot when he went to jail. I said, yes, I do. Why? He said, oh, well, he's in here with me. He goes to a lot of self-help groups that I'm in, and he even wrote a character letter for me to help with parole. Imagine my shock. First of all,
time out. A character letter from another prisoner is diabolical.
But a character letter from a prisoner who has been convicted of killing his wife,
an unborn child.
Yes.
That's crazy work. Crazy work.
That's rich. He says, I told him he probably shouldn't use that letter. And he said his counselor told him the same thing. He went on to say that a lot of people avoid Scott and ask my dad why he talks to him if he knows what he's in jail for. He said, I only know the man that I have met in here. He is kind to me, so I'm kind to him. He read me the letter that Scott wrote for him and told me about the Innocence Project working with him to try to get him out.
I'm shocked that the Innocence Project is working with him. Like, I know that I had gone back and forth with Scott Peterson, but I think that after speaking to Beth Karras on Barely Famous and learning that when you have that much circumstantial evidence against you, it is no longer circumstantial. That is fucking cold, hard evidence.
Yeah.
And knowing that she's a legal analyst and also believes in his guilt, I am shocked that the Innocence Project would work with him.
Well, I heard that they have created a huge case that they've been working on. What did it say? Is it 8 months that they've been working with him?
I don't know.
That's what I saw on TikTok. It said that, I believe it was an 8-month time span, and that they had a ton of evidence that they were going to be presenting, and that they are alleging that bum science was used and should not have been used.
At the point that he was on that lake, the same time his wife went missing, and it's the same, or not lake, the ocean, the bay, whatever. we don't need to go down this rabbit hole today because I will get fired up.
It says in an article, the Los Angeles Innocence Project has filed a proposed petition with the California Court of Appeals in San Francisco to get a new trial for Scott Peterson in the 2002 murder of his wife, Lacey, and unborn son. Peterson's attorneys claim they have new evidence in the case, including statements from witnesses who say that they saw Lacey Peterson alive and evidence about the burglary across the street from Peterson's home in Modesto the day that she went missing. The Los Angeles Innocence Project claims that Scott Peterson was denied his right to due process and to fair trial because jurors did not hear evidence over 2 decades ago that they argue could have affected the outcome of the trial. And police and prosecutors did not fairly investigate the case and even destroyed possibly crucial evidence.
Scott did it, period.
Listen, you can't tell me that he didn't do it.
No, he did do it.
I will go to my grave with a couple things and a couple things only. O.J. Simpson's guilty.
Yes.
Scott Peterson is guilty.
Yes.
The Menendez brothers need to stay where they are.
No, that's the only one that I disagree with you on.
I was waiting to get your reaction.
Okay, let's talk about IQ Bar. We love them over here at Coffee Combos. And IQ Mix is a zero sugar drink mix from IQ Bar that hydrates, boosts your mood, and promotes mental clarity. I absolutely love the blood orange flavor. IQ Mix has 3 times the electrolytes of other sports drinks, and it's packed with electrolytes and nutrients shown to support sustained cognitive and physical performance, which is exactly what I need right about now.
I am actually drinking IQ Mix right now. IQ Mix comes in 7 refreshing flavors like passion fruit, pina colada, lemon lime, peach mango, pink lemonade, and raspberry lemonade. IQ Mix is free from gluten, soy, sugar, and GMOs. It's even certified vegan and kosher. With over 20,000 5-star reviews and counting, more people than ever are starting their days on the right foot with IQ Bar's brain and body boosting bars, hydration mixes, and mushroom coffees. Anyone who knows me knows how I feel about drinking water. I'm just not good at it. And IQ Mix is just so easy to drink because it's delicious. And my favorite right now currently is the raspberry lemonade. I always switch my flavors up when the seasons change.
I love that. And right now, IQ Bar is offering our special podcast listeners 20% off of all IQ Bar products, plus get free shipping. To get your 20% off, text combos to 64,000. Text combos to 64,000. That's combos to 64,000. Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
No, I almost wore my Menendez brothers shirt. I bought a new one and I almost wore it today.
Why are you doing this?
Because I believe they have served. Because, okay, so remind me what your feelings are on Gypsy Rose. Do you feel like she should be back in prison?
No, not necessarily.
So the Menendez brothers have served 3 times her sentence for the same crime.
I mean, I understand that, but I feel like the violence aspect and the premeditation that has been proven.
But the same for Gypsy Rose. It was that's the same for Gypsy Rose. And Gypsy Rose got out in time to be able to procreate and be married or whatever she's doing with Ken. And the Menendez brothers were robbed of that. It's literally the same crime. And they had, I think, like 20 family members that came forward for them and said that they witnessed the abuse and sexual abuse that they endured.
I do believe that there should be true rehabilitation versus the incarceration, right? So when someone goes through what the Menendez brothers have allegedly gone through and what Gypsy Rose went through, which ultimately led to all of their parents' death, do I believe that they should just be free? No, I do not. But do I think that they should be in rehabilitation programs for their own mental well-being to be able to rehabilitate? Yes, I do. But do I believe that they should be out roaming the streets?
Yeah, I do.
Not necessarily.
Because the thing about the Menendez brothers is what could more time do for them? Them staying in prison, they've done everything that they could possibly do while in prison to better their lives, to further their education, to be a participant in, therapies and things like that and rehabilitation. What more could they do behind bars that they can't do? I don't know. I feel like they have served their.
We get into a conversation of 2 wrongs don't make a right.
2 wrongs don't make a right.
So I don't know. We can agree to disagree with that at the point, regardless of circumstances, at the point that you choose to take someone else's life go to prison. Wait, are they like on death row?
No.
So they'll just stay there until they die?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens?
Nothing.
But what happens if you die in prison? Like, what do they do with you?
I think they cremate you. I don't know.
Kail, you just made that up.
I know.
Like, they can't just cremate you.
I mean, they could. I mean, do they have like kinship and marriage and everything else?
Didn't you read that thing one time where it said that one of the Menendez brothers was having like, all these affairs?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like, how do you have affairs? I don't understand.
I think there is this like morbid curiosity surrounding like the inmate thing and like,
yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with like Chris Watts and stuff like that. I think that people have this like, I mean, I would be lying to you if I didn't say that I don't try to get into the Smyrna prison right here in Delaware all the time. I have friends that work there and I'm like, can you get me in so I can talk to these inmates? Like, I want to know what's inside their heads. Like, I want to interview them and understand the way they think. And like, I want to know details. And I also want them to like trust me. They're never going to trust me because I'm going to tell it on the podcast. They're going to be like, yeah, I did it. This is how I did it. Or no, I didn't do it. This is, you know, how I didn't, this is how I got away with it, whatever it is. I'm going to talk shit on the podcast, but I want them to trust me. I want them to tell me the stuff. And I have this like morbid obsession and curiosity surrounding it.
Remember when we had the idea that we were going to get media passes so that we could get into prisons to like pick the minds of the criminal? And we were going to wear trench coats, like Mary Kate and Ashley it up, like it was going down. I still want to be able to do that.
Yes.
And I don't even care if it's necessarily known cases. I just want to see like a prison roster and I want to know what they have been convicted of. And I want to get in there and pick the minds of the criminal. Could you imagine?
I would like, because I started rewatching Mayans MC, which is like a prison break show sort of, or like Sons of Anarchy. I'm also curious about gang members and the violence surrounding that, because when someone is involved, you know, with a gang, you know, I'm sure there are plenty of reasons why they decide to join, but like, do they ever have remorse for the people they have to kill to get into said gang? I want to say I want to go into it judgment free, but like, I don't know how I wouldn't be able to judge that. I just want to know, like, do you feel bad, but you feel, but like between a rock and a hard place, like this is your way of life out of pure survival. But do you feel bad?
Do you feel like every killer is a narcissist?
No, I don't.
Then what do you think they are?
Sociopath, psychopath, mentally ill. You know, I don't know if you remember Susie telling us about how she used to write to convicted murderers.
Yeah.
And some of them feel really bad and some of them don't. And I think that there are people who have to make choices in life out of desperation, survival. You know, you don't know what their childhood looks like. And so I'm not saying it's okay for them to kill someone, but maybe they got involved somehow in something. I mean, look at our lives, your life and mine.
Mm-hmm.
I could have went down like a really, really rough path and got myself involved in some really fuck shit and then made a decision that could change my life and I could be in prison. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
but
we
people
don't know.
would look at our childhoods, and I think the majority of people would say that's more understandable for you to do something like that than my childhood, than me to do something like that.
Right.
Kristen said, like, you could have been a gangbanger.
Could you imagine me in a gang?
I mean, we're basically our own gang.
Kitty gang.
Kitty gang, kitty gang. Can you do it?
Kitty gang, kitty gang, kitty gang, kitty gang.
Yeah, but you're missing your arms like the way you do them. Can you do them like that?
No.
Why? It's rude.
It's rude.
Okay, I have to tell you about this article that I saw come up on AOL. It says children on the playgrounds targeted by drug runners with candy-colored trash cans It says drug dealers look to innovate and market their product to the masses. Some have started to stash their poison in trash cans, small multicolored capsules that have replaced traditional vials. Authorities have found them in Baltimore, New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia. In Baltimore, some are being used to package fentanyl, a deadly opioid that kills in even small amounts, according to a 2021 warning issued by the DEA. In New York, drug dealers have moved away from traditional packaging systems like vials used to sell cocaine and other drugs. It says there is a time when cocaine was encapsulated in what we would call crack vials. We're seeing that is substituted with trash cans or pop tops or snap top type plastic material that contains illicit drugs. It says it's been reported in different schools throughout New York City that these trash cans, pop tops are being found on the playgrounds in and around the schools.
This is loaded. This is layered.
It says in 2023, there were reports of fentanyl stashed inside trash can capsules that were found by private school students at a Brooklyn playground.
That's terrifying. That is absolutely fucking terrifying. But why? Because they think that they're not going to get found on a playground? Like it's like a hidden in plain sight kind of deal?
I mean, again, back to the statement you said you would like to get in the minds of people who do stuff like this. I would imagine
this has to be like a hidden in plain sight type deal, which this is scary because I'm centrally located to all of these places. So Baltimore, New Jersey, New York, and Philadelphia are all within an hour or 2 hour radius of my house. So that's actually terrifying. And I don't know if you know this, but Wilmington, Delaware used to be number one most dangerous city in the United States, which is an hour from me. It's in Delaware.
What?
Yeah. And it's still in the top 10. And it's so close to Philly. Like you go through Wilmington to get to Philly. So, and there's also like a bridge in Delaware that you can cross over to get to New Jersey. So they're all like right there. Same for Baltimore.
For like violence or drug or all the above?
I think also gang violence as well.
I just can't imagine. I'm trying to think of younger kids because I don't think Jackson at 12 years old would just like randomly pick up something off of a playground, but a child that some of your kids' ages would do that.
One of my kids picked up a Solo cup at the park the other day. Like a red Solo cup.
Yeah.
And I was like, put it down. Like, don't touch that because I don't know what kind of fuck shit is going on in these parks. Like, what are we doing? And then somebody else posted a picture of like used condoms at the park, at the playground.
It's so sad.
Just like leaving them in the dirt. Like, listen, y'all do what you're going to do. You guys are probably adults. I hope you're adults, but like also that's disgusting. You should probably go to jail for that. You shouldn't be fucking on a playground. But second to that, like put it in the trash because that is a hazard to fucking the society.
It says in a quote, we reminded the children of the class rule that we only pick up things made by nature, in particular, some things that are not made by nature, like these little trash cans, can have poison on them, and children should never touch them, only report them to grown-ups right away. The fact that we're having to tell our youth stuff like that is terrifying.
Yeah, it's highly concerning. Highly concerning.
But I do love the explanation of we don't pick up things that is not like nature.
I do like that. I think that is a good way to explain it to kids that because they would understand, right? Like Creed's 4 and I would be able to say, hey, like we're only going to pick up things that are made by nature. Also, speaking of nature, there's a fucking snake outside my house. Hold on, I'll show you a video.
Okay, with the summer coming, I want to cut out all the unnecessary spending to save money and budget money where I would rather be. And part of that is I don't want to be spending money on unused subscriptions and other things, but Rocket Money saves me from that. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. This is how I was able to save and get my in-ground pool. And there's just so many many other things that I would rather be saving for. You guys can see all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. And Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all of your accounts. You can easily create a personalized budget with custom categories. You can get alerts if your bills increase in price. And the new goals feature automatically saves money for you, so you don't even have to think about it.
Right now, I am currently saving for a golf cart and I am using Rocket Money. I love that Rocket Money will even try to negotiate to lower your bills for you. So you can automatically scan your bills to find opportunities to save, and then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They'll deal with customer service, so you don't have to. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Download the Rocket Money app and enter our show name, Coffee Combos with Kail Lowry and Lindsie Chrisley, in the survey so that they know that we sent you. Don't wait to download the Rocket Money app today and tell them that you heard about them from our show.
I'll send it to
Wait,
you.
you know that like snakes are something that I am deathly afraid of.
Well, my kids pointed it out and they were like, Mom, look. And I was like, what? And it was sure as shit was a snake. I guess it was headed towards the chicken coop.
Was it a black snake?
Yes.
So like a rat snake?
Well, so that's what I think it was, a rat snake. I don't know for sure, but watch this video. It just came through to your phone.
Some snakes are good and some snakes are bad. All snakes are bad to me because you're dead. Wait, is it with Rio and the twins?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm watching.
Oh,
snake.
my God.
Why is it that big?
I don't know. And I think it was going to eat one of my chickens or eat the eggs, because someone did tell me that I will start to get snakes in time. They'll start to realize that there's, what's it called? Eggs in there, but they'll also eat, like my chickens I have like, I don't want to call them baby chicks because they're like in the in-between stage between chicks and like full grown chickens. So a snake that size could eat one of my
teenagers.
Yeah, exactly. Like a snake that size could eat one of my smaller my teenage chickens.
Wait, how?
Because snakes can like expand, they can like unhinge their jaws and like they eat huge. And so the weird thing about living on a farm like this is that I know that I have snakes and I've always appreciated them because there's like field mice and there's like rodents because I'm on a farm, or like what used to be a farm. And so I don't mind snakes as long as they don't come near me. Like if I know that they're there, but I don't see them, is fine. But I just never thought that I would see one like that close to like the animals. And so I don't like the idea that, I don't know who killed the snake. I don't know who killed the snake, but the snake should have just been like moved somewhere else.
Wait, somebody killed it?
Yeah.
You saw
an animal killed it. I don't know.
Oh my God. No, when I first moved into this house, I had pest control come out and spray because nobody had lived here before. And I am deathly afraid of like anything with legs moving outside of humans. So they spray my garage, they spray inside the house, and they put these little sticky traps in my garage. Well, I don't think the intent was for snakes. I think it was for like anything that could get like maybe like lizards or like whatever that just get like trapped on there. And I sent Kristen multiple times pictures of these like striped snakes, these like tiny striped snakes that were getting stuck on this trap. And it was happening in both of my garages. So, if there are tiny ones, there's big ones somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. That's terrible. Lux, you got the shovel and like picked the snake up with the shovel and moved it to like behind the trees. I just sent you a picture of it, but
look at Lux being a little man.
Yeah, he was like, I'll get it, Mom. And
that is the biggest, that looks like an alligator.
Yeah, and it's hanging off the side of the shovel. It's disgusting.
It almost looks like.
But I also like, I don't like them, but I don't want them to be killed because I like them getting like the field mice and the rodents that would like, because think about it. I'm in the middle of a fucking farm. If I didn't have snakes out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Field mice would come up. And like, I do have my cat, like my outdoor cat that gets them, but like also snakes help as well.
Kail, that thing has eat something because.
Well, we had to count the chickens. I was worried that it got a chicken.
Big. I mean, that looks like a literal alligator. Look at its tail, how long it is hanging off that shovel.
I know.
No, ma'am. I'm not having any snakes around here. That's just not happening. I don't care what they're out there killing. If I get a mice or rodent problem, then I'll deal with that separately.
Same with spiders. Like, I think they're good. I just don't want to see them.
You know what David told me last night? Speaking of spiders,
Have you said his name on the podcast before?
Huh?
Have you said his name on the podcast before?
Oh, I don't care anymore. Everybody already found it.
Soft launch ended up being a hard launch, huh?
Yeah, it did. Because the people out there spying. But he told me last night that you swallow roughly 5 spiders in your sleep every year. Yeah. And I said, I don't believe that is actually true.
I think 5 is a little steep. I'd say like maybe 2 or 3.
I've never seen 5 spiders in my house. And he said, yeah, that's because you swallow them.
I actually, knock on fucking wood, I don't really have a spider problem in this house, and haven't for ever actually. So I'm not worried about that, but the pool will bring like spiders outside. I've seen spiders outside.
Are you more afraid of spiders or snakes?
Both.
Or
I hate them both of them. I don't like snakes and I don't like spiders.
I don't like anything. The only thing that I like that I never want to be like harmed around my house. And I know people are going to say this is crazy because people tell me all the time, oh, they create so much chaos, but it's chipmunks. They're just like so cute.
What is so cute?
Chipmunks.
Oh, chipmunks are fine. I actually don't see many chipmunks. Are they still around? Are they still a thing?
They're not like extinct.
Well, I haven't seen one in years.
Oh, I have them in my yard. And you'll just see them just like crawling and bouncing around, or you'll see them like on the porch. And I'm like, oh, hey, little guy.
I see squirrels, but I haven't seen a chipmunk since I was like 10 years old.
What?
I didn't know they were still a thing.
There's no way.
No, literally. I have not seen a chipmunk for 10 years.
Since you were 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have to do foul play.
Okay. Foul play. I hit 21 and kind of went a little crazy. I ended up making
all of us.
What'd you say?
I said, so did all of us.
I ended up making amazing friends who I still have to this day. We all partied together. Well, one night we were having a party at one of our friends' houses and I got pretty drunk. This guy that I really liked in our group told me he broke up with his girlfriend. She wasn't really part of our group, just here and there because of him. I had a serious crush on him for a long time. I really, really liked him. Him and I were getting really flirty by the fire pit. I don't exactly remember word for word how our conversations went, but it ended up with him and I going back and forth teasing each other like you wouldn't be down to hook up type of stuff. Then we were joking about how the heck we could sneak away and get away with it. Well, lo and behold, him and I snuck through the house and out the front door. This was his house, by the way. Him and I were on our way to go hook up somewhere. I will never understand why I was this fucking stupid. His pickup truck with a camper shell on the back was in the driveway. For whatever reason, him and I decided it was a good idea not to move the truck and just go in the back. We were in there for a good 20 minutes at least, having a good time. All of a sudden, I hear banging on the side of the truck. His ex-girlfriend was the one doing the banging and yelling. She came to his house knowing he was having a party and wasn't invited. All of our friends came out of the house to see what was going on. We looked and saw everyone trying to look through the tinted windows. I was mortified. We got dressed and got out of the back of the truck. She was crying and yelling. Apparently, she came to the house trying to get back with him. I feel horrible. At the end of the day, he told me they were broken up. He told us all that night that they had split. I still felt like a piece of shit though. Not the situation I wanted to be in. I'm now 35 and still can't believe this happened to me. Did I mention that this is how I lost my virginity? Yeah, not exactly how I pictured it. I don't regret losing it to him, just how it went down. We're still friends to this day. He joined the military and got married, and I have 3 beautiful children, and I'm with a guy I had a crush on since 3rd grade.
Okay. So I have a rule that if you ever meet, like if you're a group of girlfriends, right? And you ever meet somebody that someone else is dating, like within the group, that person is automatically just like off limits no matter what the situation is.
Wait, repeat that?
So like it's a group of girlfriends, right? And maybe you guys are all hanging out with your significant others. At the point that one of your girlfriends brings a guy into the group, that's an off-limit situation regardless of what happens to that relationship. So They break up, that guy's off limits.
Okay, so the closest situation that I can think of is like the Brianna and Javi situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like to you, since we were on the same show, is that sort of like what you're describing?
Yes.
I would agree with you. I don't care how close y'all are.
Yeah. It's just too close for comfort.
Yeah. Like it can be avoided. There's 7 billion people on this planet. Like you don't have to pick someone that you
just read the room.
Yeah.
Also, it's just not a good thing when nobody knew that the guy was broken up until he announced it that night, and then you end up fucking him. What it's giving is he maybe might have been on a break, or they might have been in a fight.
Well, she said she feels really bad about it. So yeah, I mean, it's possible that, but also too, like, it's hard because like, I can't sit here and say that like when I was in a toxic relationship, at some point you start to develop a relationship or feelings for other people during the times that you're not together. And so that's sort of how like love triangles happen, I feel. Mm-hmm. And so we're only human, right? Like,
I mean, I get it. I'm just saying, I think a general rule should be if somebody was dating and it's like a part of a friend group, regardless if it's like an arm's length transaction or acquaintances, whatever, that person's just like off limits. That eliminates a whole bunch of fucking drama.
Agreed. I agree.
And on that note, that's all we have time for today. Thank you guys for always supporting our show. Please subscribe and review on the Apple Podcast app, follow and rate on Spotify, or listen wherever you get your podcasts. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook group to connect with us and our community. We hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
See ya.
Are you looking for your next case? Pluto TV has all your favorite crime dramas streaming for free.
You're gonna need some backup.
Which means suspense is free.
Very cool.
Watch CSI New York, Criminal Minds, Blue Bloods, Tracker, FBI, and SWAT all for free.
You can't outrun this.
Someone is gonna pay for all this crime. But it's not gonna be you.
Take care of business, fellas.
Watch all the cases, all for free, from all your favorite devices.
We got you.
Feel the free. Pluto TV. Stream now. Pay never.
Is this thing on? I'm Caitlin Bristow, host of Off the Vine podcast, where I get real. Well, maybe a little too real sometimes, with my friends and celeb guests from Bachelor franchise and beyond. I'm talking guests like Jonathan Van Ness, Nikki Glazer, Wells Adams, Elise Myers,
just like in this like business jacket, like I would love some tacos.
Heidi D'Amelio, Big Brother's Taylor Hale.
I have to bring it up because it happened and we're going to get through it.
What I do.
And so many more. So come hang out with us, hear ridiculous confessions, and get a little vulnerable because you know what? We're all just floating on this weird little planet together. Follow, rate, and review Off the Vine podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts.